Hey, what's up, Next Level crew? Welcome back to another episode of What's Your Next. And today we've got another exciting topic around AI. In our previous two episodes, we covered how people looking to acquire a franchise might be using AI these days. The second part of this, we looked at how franchises are implementing AI to help their franchisees. And you can access those episodes. The links are down in the show notes below. Today, we're going to be talking at about a 10,000 foot view of more at the trends around AI that a buyer should be aware of.
Welcome to What's Your Next. This is the go-to podcast for aspiring business owners who want to get to the next level, escape the rat race, and give their middle finger to the corporate 9-to-5. If you want financial freedom, work-life balance, and the business of your dreams, you're in the right place. Dave and Stacy Riska, husband-wife franchising duo, openly share their successes, failures, and lessons learned in franchising, business ownership, and working with your spouse.
And we're going to dig a little bit into a couple areas here. First, trends relating to franchising as far as how the franchisors are using it. The second part is investment considerations, ethical and practical considerations. There are definitely some there. And then preparing for change. So really we'll break it into 4 sections. The first section is Stacy, I'll just ask you a question to start with. What emerging AI trends should a potential franchisee be aware of these days?
Well, AI, this 2-letter word, artificial intelligence, every single day there's something new and different about it, right? But I think the key is just keep it simple. There's always going to be a way to do things bigger, better, faster. And one way that AI can help you do that is with predictive analysis. Because yourself as a business owner, you want to know, how can you save money? How can you be more productive and profitable? What market trends are happening that might be impacting your business? These are all things that AI can help you as a business owner with. And then the franchisor as a whole, think about it. They're putting together the data from all of their franchisees and the predictive analysis, the data mining that they can do and figure out what's working, what's not to make their franchisees better. That's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have so much data and you're going to have so much data to be able to dig into and use to predict things. For instance, energy use. You can look at, so what are my trends in energy use based on my current level of output, right? We talked about operational efficiency. Hey, my machines are running, but if they're not running, can we turn off the electricity automatically, right? Mm-hmm. And not have them use electricity. Things like that. So at a much greater, higher level, what are the trends that AI will be used for to help franchise owners and franchisors implement AI to augment, their existing businesses, particularly where it comes to analyzing data and making operational and investment related decisions based on that, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of the big 10,000 foot view of that. So as far as investment goes in a franchise, what should the buyers, as far as AI, consider?
Right, because there is a cost to implement all of these AI tools and technologies. It's ultimately a tech deck. Is that what you call it? You're the tech guy,
tech
right?
Deck, yeah.
A tech deck. And so in most cases, it's likely going to be the franchise itself that is implementing and rolling out these AI tools and technologies. So what you're going to want to ask about is, what are they? What is the franchise working on that's AI related that might help you become the best business owner that you can be? But also, is there any cost associated with it? Sometimes franchises included in their royalties. Sometimes there may be additional tech fees that you have to consider.
Yeah, correct. That's the big thing, is to make sure that you ask, as you're going through the process of looking at a franchise, what AI are they using? What do you get as a franchisee? What do you have to pay for to get as a franchisee?
I think there's another caveat to consider too. A lot of people who go into franchising, they're very entrepreneurial minded, right? And they may come from a technology background and they want to do this and that, and they want to kind of do their own things with AI and technology and tools. What would you say to that, Dave?
I would say you'd have to check with your franchisor. Absolutely. I mean, again, you can get yourself in trouble by not having the franchisor know what you're doing. So, and you're potentially stepping outside of their system if you're starting to listen to and use a third party's information and research without having it at least filtered some by the franchisor. That would be my overall. And that gets into our next part of this, which is ethical and practical considerations of AI. So what are some of the things as far as ethical and practical that a buyer of a franchise should be aware of?
Biggie is data privacy and security. So with the AI tools and technology, it's all about capturing, leveraging, mining customer data. So how are you or how is the franchise taking care of that customer data? Is it secure? What privacy protocols do you have in place? What if a customer wants to opt out? All these conversations, and there's some legal, the whole legal conversation hasn't even really been addressed, in my opinion, yet.
Absolutely. The data, personal information, PII, personal identifiable information is a hot topic these days. Should you collect it? Mm-hmm. If you collect it, where do you keep it? Mm-hmm. Is it secure? Mm-hmm. What happens if it gets compromised?
Every day we're getting some message that somebody somewhere has been hacked, right?
Right. So you want to make sure that you're aware of what your franchise is doing in those areas, mm-hmm. what protections they're providing you and providing themselves, just to make sure that you're not getting yourself into places that you probably shouldn't be.
Right.
Right. And then, as far as, practical considerations, the use of AI personally outside of that system would be something I would be a little concerned with without prior approval, or at least knowledge of the franchisor. Mm-hmm. So we're going to wrap this up. And how can potential franchise buyers stay ahead of this AI-driven future that's coming? I mean, help us out here.
Robots taking over the world, right? Machine versus machine. Look, this is an evolving conversation. AI is just a tool when you really look at it. I think people tend to overhype and overcomplicate it. And you don't need everything. For many of us, it can be a shiny object. I would say let the franchise do the research, the testing, rolling it out. Follow their lead because they're going to give you the best tools and technologies. But also know that you as a franchise owner, you need to be aware of the data privacy, the security, all of those customer related concerns, because you don't want to get yourself into trouble down the road.
Right. And don't be scared of it. It's something that, AI is something that's evolving at a very rapid rate. I mean, the reality of it is it's been around for a very long time in different forms and different names. Yeah. AI is really just a canned terminology for a lot of different types of technologies that have existed for many, many years. What AI really will do for you is help improve your efficiency. It's really there as a tool, as Stacy said. It's supposed to be there to augment what you're already doing, not necessarily replace in many cases. And you shouldn't really be scared of it. You should embrace it. And as Stacy said, I really do agree with her that let the franchisor drive that ship. Don't be the captain. Try to be the captain of the ship and run out and implement your own stuff for many reasons. One is they're going to do a lot of due diligence as far as what's being used. They're probably going to get better pricing than you could. But the real big thing is the ethical and practical considerations around legal of using maybe content or something that's AI generated that your franchisor is not even aware of. So just be careful of that, but don't be afraid of it. So that's how I'd like to wrap this up. So we've covered 3 very interesting topics around AI. We hope you've gotten some helpful information because we know it's such a hot topic in the whole world, but also in the franchise world. It's rapidly evolving, and we hope you wanted to learn a little bit more, and you have. And if you have, we ask that you like, subscribe, click the buttons below, tell us you like our content. We'll continue making more. And we appreciate you joining us again for another episode of What's Your Next. We'll catch you next time.